Welcome to my next Shameless Season 10 episode review video. Before I get into that, though, pretty important, if you aren't caught up to the point where I am at rewatching or watching Shameless, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention, as well as put in the description. If that happens to be the case, you find out that you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. And for all of you out there that are wondering, I have seen Shameless all the way through at least one time. There are episodes that I've seen multiple times, and for the most part, Shameless is a really good show. At least I think it has 7 solid seasons. Some would argue that Season 8 has its issues. Really, my only issue with Season 8 is the finale and all the people that leave the show afterwards that have no explanation. Season 9 is good, but there's some okay moments too. And then Season 10 and Season 11 I haven't been the biggest fan of, and I want to rewatch the show to see if my opinion changes. So join me on the journey and let's discuss the show in the comment section. And keep in mind, I did do a Shameless series finale rant video. So if you want to see that and you've seen every single episode of Shameless, then click right here with about 20 seconds left to go in this video. That's the end screen. That will be the link to my Shameless series finale rant video, and I'll remind you at the end of the video. So with all that said, this will be Shameless Season 10, Episode 7. The title of this episode is called Citizen Carl. And this will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode. So Carl sits next to a woman at the bus stop. Her name is Esther, and she's 75 years young today. It's her birthday. And Carl's bus arrives first. So as his bus leaves, Carl sees that Esther is getting robbed, and the driver won't stop the bus. Now, I didn't see this then, but Esther was killed during that robbery. So that's unfortunate, very unfortunate. It has to just break Carl. And Lip and Tammy wake up to Fred crying in the RV. Carl has a nightmare about Esther dying at the bus stop. Frank tells him to keep his wet dreams to himself. Peppa brings fake Franny back and gives her the death benefit money and says she never wants to see her or her daughter again. Sandy Melkovich, the cousin of Mickey and Mandy, comes over looking for Mickey, as my nose is tickling like crazy. I don't know why. Carl tells Lip and Debbie shit's got to change because of the whole bus stop incident. And Mickey asks Sandy if anyone's been around the house looking for him. Sandy tells Mickey and Ian they're cute domestic bitches. And Mickey points out that Sandy is also gay. Frank, Tommy, and Kermit were camped out at the Alibi waiting for Kevin V to open. Billy was actually left at the Alibi all night. He's an older guy with long hair, and Kev taps him and he falls over in his chair. So Billy died in the Alibi over the night, and Frank pretends to care and takes his wallet and his keys. Big score, fresh dead guy. And Lip asked Tammy, so you want to do it? It's been 6 weeks. Sex? Tammy was flushing Fred's wipes in the toilet, but that's not for something that has a septic tank like the RV has. Carl goes back to the crime scene. Kev says a prayer for Billy, and they find out that Billy died from essentially alcohol poisoning. And then Kev and V feel bad about it. Mickey is now a loss prevention guy at a store in the mall, and he goes after a woman that was stealing clothes in the store. Frank goes to Billy's place as he has his keys, takes a bunch of stuff until Billy Jr. arrives home, and then Frank leaves. Debbie has Stella, the sister of the fake Franny, babysit Franny, and Lip is going to dump the poop and the wipes and everything in a porta potty at a construction site, and Tammy has to distract the construction workers. Carl tells Lori about the lack of street lights at the bus stop and the woman that died. He went back to work at the restaurant, and Frank comes back to the Alibi and wants to memorialize Billy. And a woman comes into the Alibi that gets Frank's attention. Frank meets Faye. She's brought in a 12-year bottle of alcohol that she's has, and she gives V $40 for corkage fee, and V says cork away. And then cheers to Billy. Ian goes to pick up his check, and Paula is taking his check. Debbie and Megan go out drinking. Cheers to Derek's death benefit. She tells Debbie she needs to find her next sucker, so when the money runs out for Derek's death benefit, she's got more money to keep the gravy train going. And then Frank and Faye talk about orgasms. V tells Kev Billy was 28% of their sales. V says they need to find new customers. Tammy tells Lip he needs a condom. The chances of getting pregnant while breastfeeding increased by 40%. Ian complains to Mickey about Paula, and Mickey's like, whatever, you bitch. And then Paula shows up. Paula says she made a deal with Larry, and now Mickey is also his PO. Liam, Stella, Bella, and Franny are watching UFC, so Bella is the fake Franny. Stella is the sister of Franny, and of course we know who Franny and Liam are. And Frank arrives with Faye and wants to know where Debbie's torch is. Liam asks Frank's advice regarding Stella trying to hook up with him. Stella talks to an old guy, or Debbie talks to an old guy, as Megan's talking to another guy. Time for the guys to invite Debbie and Megan up to their rooms, and Debbie isn't interested, so she gets the attention of a stranger, I can't remember her name, to avoid going up to the old guy's room. Lip gets some condoms from Stella, of all people, and she's like, hey, thanks. And then Carl goes to talk with Kelly. V's wearing a blonde wig and is at an AA meeting. She says the Alibi has the most delicious drinks, but it's, we're alcoholics and we've drank there, and Kev's also there, and basically they're making everybody at this AA meeting think the Alibi is this awesome, spectacular place to drink at. Paula wants Mickey to apprehend a parolee that's gone off the grid. Tammy's dad helps Lip with the septic tank thing, and Tammy, and tells her to move back to the house. So he's actually hooked the septic tank to the sewer system. She won't be able to flush Fred's wipes, though. Mickey drops the person out that Paula wants out the window. Kelly and her rich friend post a video from the bus stop. Carl robs them, in pretend, obviously, to get eyes on the bus stop and to get that light fixed. Frank gets the boot off of Faye's car with Debbie's torch. Faye actually lives in her Rolls Royce. A chick from AA comes into the Alibi, wants a sea breeze, so Debbie ends up sleeping with that woman that was at the bar, and she leaves $500 as she thought Debbie was a hooker. Interesting. Lip and Tammy finally have sex. The streetlight has been fixed. Kelly tells Citizen Carl did a good thing. I believe this is Jessica Bohr's last episode on the show. Bummer. Her and Carl should have ended up together. Paula goes into the ambulance with her client that Mickey threw out the window. And Mickey tells Ian, you're right. We've got to kill her. And that's what ends this episode of Shameless. So, that's okay episode, I guess. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. And my standout male character for this episode is obviously Citizen Carl. And my standout for the females, toss-up, I'm going to give it to Veronica V. I think she did the most in this one. So, again, okay episode. So you've heard everything that I have to say. Now it's your turn if you're a fan of Shameless and you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm. Please consider Hulk smashing the like button. And keep in mind, I cover a lot of stuff on this channel, not just Shameless. So go to my playlist. I cover The Walking Dead, UFC live fight reactions, Dexter, end of the year movie rankings, TV show stuff, TV show collection video, movie collection video, Lucifer. It's I'm drawing a blank all of a sudden now. I don't know. Game of Thrones, The Last of Us, lots of stuff on the channel. So I'm sure there's something else that you'll like. Don't forget to share the video with a friend. Put this video on any one of your social media platforms. And don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on this episode of Shameless. What would you rate the episode, and whom would be your standout male character of the episode and your standout female character of the episode? Remember to click right here for my Shameless series finale rant video, assuming that you've seen every single episode of Shameless. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And you never know what you're going to see on JDev TV.